What's up, DP, and welcome back to the Charger Playbook. I'm Xenia.
And I'm Carlo, and we've got a packed show today as we won't just be staying in our local community.
That's right. Today we'll be heading away from sunny Santa Barbara all the way to the ice rinks of Minnesota, and then bringing you back to the warmth with a sports vlog at the Channel Islands.
Next up, we'll be talking about how 4 of our very own Charger programs won the CIF SS Academic Championship titles and received banners at Angel Stadium.
And one standout athlete who is leaving her mark on both the field and in the classroom.
Let's not forget another who was pushed through adversity to play the sport that he loves. It's a little bit of everything.
And we can't wait to get started.
This is episode 5 of the Charger Playbook.
And it
starts
now.
Living here, we're used to sunshine, beaches, and let's be honest, sports that don't require 5 layers of clothing. But in Minneapolis, hockey isn't just a sport, it's a way of life. Reporter Lucas Trexler takes us into the rink and shows us how the culture there was on a whole different level.
Here in Minnesota, there's one thing that unites the whole community: the rink. With players young and old, there's a reason why it's called the state of hockey.
In the sport, we have camaraderie, where people hang out and they exchange, and push themselves to do what they're, just for a good workout, whatever it is. It's relative to all the other cultures, I would say in that. I love it. You can live your whole life and not play hockey, but you can play hockey every day here and learn the sport in a relatively short amount of time. You can play leagues for fun, pick up like this here. Yeah, I love it.
While hockey culture has always been huge in Minnesota, what makes it endure is an active effort to grow the game.
It's changed because the opportunities there's more rinks, there's more avenues for people to play.
If you go to any small town, any big town, there's rinks everywhere. A lot of small towns push hockey. There's try it for free, and they have all the equipment and everything's provided because they want people to be able to put their kids in hockey.
Here, these guys are just playing for fun. There's a lot of guys that play more structured leagues, so they play with themselves, whereas before the only rinks you had was just the open hockey. And so you'd see more of them guys out. Other than that, it's just grown, it's still here, it's always been here.
It becomes more of a family where you're with your team and the parents all the time, every day that ends in Y. So you build relationships with the other families, and you're doing out of towns and hotel tournament weekends, and you become really close.
Minnesota hockey is great. It's kind of what everyone does. Most of these parents out here, their kids are playing hockey, so everyone's around it kind of more than a few times a week,
While this community dedication to a single sport may seem foreign to us outside of Minnesota, it's much more similar than we would expect.
It's like anything else that you love, It's just, you have a passion for something, you're just gonna do it. I'd look a lot older if there wasn't hockey around.
For a regular Saturday, this is great. Everyone's coming on their free time to just get a quick skate, burn some calories. So it's kind of what we think about when we wake up, Just like if the surf is perfect outside, you're outside surfing.
Reporting for DPNews, I'm Lucas Trexler.
Now, Now, before we head back to our hometown, let's switch things up. For the first time, we took the Charger Playbook off campus for a vlog and out to our nearby Channel Islands. We did a lot, so here's how it went.
Hello and welcome to the Channel Islands. Today we're going to be showing you some alternative sports that you can do around here. Yeah, we have a big day packed, so let's get right into it.
The first step of the day was actually leaving camp, but when we did, we got to enjoy such a beautiful hike. This 10-mile hike was towards the opposite side of the island to a spot called Smuggler's Cove. We had the pleasure of seeing the most adorable island foxes, and I got to see Dev in her natural element.
Alright, we just made it to the cove and it is so pretty. We were so hungry though, so now we have to take a little snack break before getting in the water. Yeah.
Well, we tried going in the water, but it was freezing. These overcast days are not for the weak. At least it was super pretty out, and we even found a starfish.
God, it's so tiny.
And Dev found Trader Joe's Talkies. After that, we hiked back and took in the beautiful landscapes. It ended up getting a bit more sunny, so we spent the rest of our afternoon kayaking.
Let's see your paddling skills. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I know. I actually do know how to do it.
Really?
Don't tip us over.
I'll try. No promises. We got the kayak. We got Dev. Ready to face the world.
So what you want to do is go toes to butt. So like you kind of reach forward with your toes, drag it to your butt, put the other side in, toes to butt.
Toes to butt.
Yeah.
We went out for about 2 hours exploring many kelp fields and coves, putting those newly learned paddling skills to good use.
We're moving. We're moving. Yes, Dev. How do you feel?
Great.
Great. Me too.
We actually got to go into the coves, which was sick, but a bit terrifying as you're kayaking into a tunnel with fast-moving waves and trying not to hit a wall. After we paddled back, struggled to get out of our wetsuits, and then rested on shore for a little bit.
Kayaking was such a fun experience.
But it's super cold out here, so it's time to head back to camp now.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we had for you today. But definitely remember, going outside and exercising is such a great alternative to playing sports.
Reporting from the Channel Islands, this has been Dev
And Xenia Potter.
Next up, we'll be talking to young freshman talent who excelled and found himself a spot on a varsity roster, showing that size doesn't always matter.
Varsity lacrosse is a game of size, power, and experience. But every once in a while, a different kind of story takes the field. Number 20 on varsity lacrosse, Luke Patterson, a freshman with the odds against him, holds up a fight, showing determination in this competitive sport despite the disadvantages.
I've been playing lacrosse since 5th grade, so I think 7 years. The toughest challenge I faced in lacrosse was probably learning how to deal with the hits from the bigger players, especially as I moved up into high school. It took me a while to learn how to deal with them, but you just kind of got to be fast and shifty. And I didn't learn that for a while, but now that I know it, I'm learning how to dodge off the hits and kind of avoid them and still be able to play and score. Every single time that I'm in a game or in a practice with people that are bigger than me on defense, I always have a little feeling of anxiety. And sometimes, it gets to me, but I just try to block it out and try to do my best.
Playing against teams with bigger attackmen, stronger defenders, and older, more seasoned players, Luke keeps on showing up, putting in the effort, and proving that there's no excuses when it comes to doing something you love. Reporting for DPNews, it has been Jane Wong.
Speaking of teams, balancing sports and school is tough, but what about balancing both at a high level? One student athlete shows us how hard work and dedication can make it possible. Let's take a look.
I started playing flag football my sophomore year when I heard that DP was starting a team. I play running back and free safety, and my favorite position is free safety because you get to sit back on the field and observe everything that's happening and then make a play on defense. I think the most challenging part is just flag football being so new. And because of that, we get a lot of cool opportunities, but also there's some limitations, like sometimes it's hard to find gear. The most exciting part about flag football is just seeing all the support from big organizations like the NFL and getting to play in tournaments hosted by the NFL.
Final 6-0.
I think what sets me apart from other student athletes is that I take leadership and academics as seriously as I take my sport. So I try to be involved with lots of things in school, not just flag football, soccer, and track, but also leadership through the engineering academy and studying a lot for my AP and IB classes. I was presented with the Scholar Athlete Award from the National Football Federation. The scholarship that I was given from the National Football Federation, what they did is they took the group of scholar athletes, I think there was about 50 of us at the banquet, and then they picked the top 2 girls and the top 2 guys there at the banquet to get a scholarship.
To Dos Pueblos, Sterling Stredfield.
It meant a lot to receive this award because I never really expected to be receiving an award from a football federation foundation. So it was really cool to see that, be honored for that, and as well as like my academics. My goals for the future is to be a doctor that can work with athletes. I think that's a really good way to give back to how much fun I've had in high school with sports and to use my academic studies to help me give back in that way. And athletically, I hope to keep playing flag football even if it's just for fun. I would say if you're a student athlete, to focus not only on like the moment but also in the future, because it's super easy to be like super excited for a game and only want to focus on your sports, but in the long run you'll have like your academic success for your whole life. So I would use that as motivation to not only like work hard in your sport but also keep going with your studies, keep working hard, and keep excelling in school, because that will stick with you for the long run.
Winning on the field is one thing, but doing it in the classroom too, now that's what really stands out. Staying on the topic of these accomplishments, we are honored to announce that 4 Dos Pueblos programs just earned the CIF SS Academic Championship titles, and were even honored with banners in Angel Stadium. Micah Barnhart has more.
In a year defined not just by athletic performance, but by excellence in the classroom, we had 4 teams from our school earn the top academic honor as they won CIF Academic Southern Section Champions. The sports that won were boys basketball, boys golf, girls cross country, and boys water polo. Their dedication to balancing competition and coursework set them apart, culminating in a special recognition at the Los Angeles Angels game.
Our coach is really hard on us on balancing academics with water polo. He always tells us that if you need to do your homework during practice, then you're not managing your time well enough. We had a really successful season this past year, placing 3rd in Division I in Southern Section, and then being able to win CIF for academics as well. It just proves the amount of work ethic our team has in and out of the pool, and it's a really cool honor.
We all work really hard, not only in cross country, but also in school, like putting in the work on the van rides to meets. We'll all be doing homework, and it means a lot to get recognized for that. Our coaches allow us to take days off to study for tests or catch up on homework set. They say that we're students before athletes. It was really cool to realize that everybody else works so hard in both the team, being on cross country and running, and also in school, and it was cool to realize that and celebrate together.
It means a lot being named back-to-back academic champions, because I think it just shows the culture in our team, how we value being a student athlete more than anything. Yeah, being on the Angels field was a surreal experience, and it was just a big honor. I've never been that close to on a baseball field before, so it was really cool, and we got shouted out on national television.
Just shows that we put a lot of work on the course and off, and especially having great team dynamics in that we balance our time well. And so we had Orlando and Colt on the field, and I was rooting them on to the fullest, so that was a ton of fun. I love the Angels game and representing Dos Pueblos there on the course, off the course, and just with the team. That's my favorite part.
For DPNews reporting, this has been Micah Barnhart with Grant Nelson.
Well, that's all we've got for this episode of the Charger Playbook.
I'd say we covered some good ground.
I agree. Huge shout out to all the athletes and teams competing and putting in the work on and off the field.
We'll be back with more stories, so stay tuned for next month's episode.
And as always,
thanks for watching.